Today, I have enlisted the help of the crypto Avengers, the people in my circle that I actually think are some of the smartest and biggest brain crypto investors that I know personally. And what we're going to do today, they're going to give you one coin in each niche that they are the most bullish on this cycle. Now, it's going to be in gaming, AI, and meme coins, of course. And everyone loves the memes right now in this market. It's been absolutely crazy. But at the same time, I think this video is going to be so valuable for you as the viewer, because obviously I know you guys want new coins, right? We go over a lot of the same stuff here because we have high conviction. We're consolidating our bets this cycle. And once our plays play out, like, we're going to win big. But at the same time, I think it could be valuable, as you may hear about a coin that you don't know yet. And you might hear about a thesis that we haven't given you here on In the Game. But what I want is the same coins that I've been giving you guys to hopefully be some of my biggest brain friends' favorite plays as well. So this is going to be an action-packed, value-packed show. I think you're going to absolutely enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get in the game. And as always, guys, drop down, hit that like button, and subscribe for more every single day and every single week here on In the Game. We're dropping multiple videos a week, giving you the most value across the crypto gaming and AI sector all over YouTube. So subscribe down below, show the video some support, and obviously also follow all the people that come onto the show. It's going to be an absolute value-packed show. You don't want to miss it. And shout out to our sponsors on In the Game, of course: Vulcan Forge, Ultra, Dreams Quest, Game Starter, NordVPN, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, and Real Fever. Obviously, you can check out all of those down below in the description. And if you need somewhere to trade, we're partnered up with Bybit, Aavo, Blowfin, Mexi, BitGet. You can have your choice of any of those exchanges down below. And first and foremost, we have the legend himself, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗘, in the house. If you don't follow Gorilla, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 YT and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 over on YouTube. Gorilla, how's it going today?
I'm doing excellent. Yourself?
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, I can complain about a few things. The market's not doing the best this evening, but at the same time, like we said before, I think that's what we have to get through to go to Valhalla. So I'll take it.
Exactly. You can't have the good without the bad.
Exactly. Well, happy to have you on here as one of the big brains. I want to just kind of see your thoughts on the markets right now, as far as what would be your favorite individual coin, and maybe a safe pick, and maybe you can throw out some risky picks too. One in gaming, one in AI, and one in meme coins. Let's start in gaming. What would be your go-to token for this cycle in the gaming niche?
The one that I've been dollar cost averaging in, so I'm happy that we're getting this dip, is just Prime, dude. I got in really late. I bought in at like $16, so now I'm really happy, and I'm actively buying here, and I don't mind if we go lower, because I'm just going to keep buying every week, 1 ETH worth, until I run out of ETH.
That is a bullish, that's a bull thesis right there. And I have to agree, Prime is definitely near the top of my list. If I'm going into an ecosystem right now, there's not many that are stronger than Prime. So I absolutely agree with that one, and big time stamp of approval. My entry is a little lower than where we're at now, but I still think right now is a great DCA for anyone who didn't catch that huge run up. It's giving you an opportunity now. So I completely agree. On AI side, what are you looking at as far as the AI stuff? I know I came on your channel. We were talking some AI gems. What would be some of your favorite AI projects, or the one coin that you would choose in that sector?
I don't really have a favorite. I guess I would go safer, and it's at the top right there. Render is the one that I'm getting in a position now with these dips. If I'm being, I guess, a little more, not degen, but the ones that I expect a bigger multiple, I'm just going to show my bags here. GPU, and the one that I invested in, Skillful AI. Those ones I want to pump. But the safe choice that's going to be boring gains, I think, is just Render.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, on the Skillful AI, I think it's interesting because we saw it recently got up to like 23 cents post launch, and there's a big cliff on this. I don't know about your investment, but I have a 6-month cliff on my investment now.
Yeah.
After the initial. So what happens here could maybe be the same thing that happens with the 𝗨𝗏 token, where 𝗨𝗏 is going on a massive run because there's no investors getting liquidity currently. So if the AI side, or if the market kicks back up, it could be one of those big time movers as well. So something to keep an eye out there. It does have friendly tokenomics for retail for the next 6 months at least.
Yeah, and I like as much as I hate the cliffs, I like it because it's forcing me to hold.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. I have not sold my bag either, but it's good because the price action's actually been pretty stable slash it has trended up a little bit. So it's been pretty solid so far. And then the elephant in the room, obviously memes. Memes are going crazy right now. Uh, I'm not the biggest meme coin person, but at the same time, if you're not delving in memes right now, you're probably losing money. So what are some of your favorite meme coins for the cycle? Maybe your top one, and then you can throw out a couple of riskier bets.
The top meme, I guess the favorite, it's got to be Pepe. I guess it's everybody's favorite this cycle. Everybody's saying Pepe's the new Doge. Like, I think the signal that I know I made it in the bull run, I want to get a green Lambo with the license plate that just says Pepe. That's when I'm like, yo, I made it this cycle. So Pepe, I do think, even though it's at what, like a 5 bill right now, I think there's a
Yeah.
lot of multiples left in this thing. So I love Pepe.
Joining us now is honestly a original Bitcoin whale who has been kind of diving into the altcoin sector over the last, I would say, year or so. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Colin, how's it going today? And excited to have you on the show.
Doing well, bro. Thanks for having me on. Much appreciated.
Yeah, of course. I think your insights are valuable. You've had a lot of experience in the markets. You were an early adopter, so it's interesting to kind of pick people's brains and kind of see what you're looking at. I know you're bullish on gaming and AI specifically,
Yep.
so let's start with gaming. Like, what are the single token or a couple of tokens you're really zeroing in on the gaming side?
Yeah. So to be honest, I mean, just a quick backstory. I was in Bitcoin all last cycle. I didn't trade one altcoin whatsoever. I just held the whole way through. And obviously, I missed out on a lot of gains. And so, my mission this time is not go too crazy with the alts, but just pick a very select few, no more than 8 in, the biggest areas like you're talking about AI, gaming, memes. So I would say for gaming, I have my eye on, in my opinion, the most upside is going to be in the infrastructure plays. So you could pick IMX or Beam and Super. But for me, I've really concentrated a majority of my bet in Beam. I think Beam has a solid ass team. Obviously, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's been right about a lot of things for many cycles now. He's a great trader, but I just see him only surrounding himself with the best people in the space and getting behind something he truly believes in. So great founders is what I look for. I bet on people. And, Beam has a massive treasury. Beam has, I think, a $200 million treasury. So, most projects that we look at, they don't have shit, right? They don't really have anything backing them. So I really look at the people. They got the treasury and it's infrastructure. It's where games are being built. They have amazing partnerships. They successfully launched Forgotten Playland. And I'm really betting on Beam, hitting somewhere between like a 7 to 12 billion this cycle. Right now we're at what, $1 billion. So
Yep.
I put in a lot of money in Beam. I'm, a top 75 holder. And I think Beam, has the chance to see, I would say, a 5 to 10x pretty easily, throughout this whole cycle. So that's my largest bet in the gaming sector.
I love
Also,
Beam.
I will say I just bought some Prime on this dip, got in at around 15, and I put a pretty decent sized chunk in Prime. That's just been a great only up, and it hasn't really retraced much compared to all these other games that have pretty much retraced like 80%. I think we are only less than 50% from the high. So yeah, I think Prime is going to be a phenomenal bet this cycle as well as an individual game.
No, I agree with both of those plays. Beam is super high on my list. I preach a lot of the infrastructure stuff because it's hard to pick individual games. There's so many out there, right? So the
Yep.
infrastructure is where my bets are definitely heavy. And then Prime is definitely my favorite, like ecosystem, like individual game type of a bet. Like I think Prime it so far has been one of the best performing gaming tokens in this cycle. And I think it's going to continue to do so. I know you're super bullish on AI. So let's jump into the AI side. What are some of the ones that you're really zeroed in on there on the AI side?
Yeah, sure. So I would say, there's so many AI coins that popped up over the last like 2 quarters or so. And I did kind of spread through a lot of different bets, but I've recently consolidated into my top picks. I would say my absolute top picks are going to be Render, Fetch. I really like Fetch. They're converging into ASI. I think that happens tomorrow. With Ocean Protocol, AGIX, and Fetch, they're all merging into one token. So that's going to be what, a $7 billion market cap. So it's going to be one of the top AI coins in the sector. I really like Conducts. Conducts is kind of like a AI and also gaming and NFT kind of all together. And I think when we have a true alt season, Conduct is going to see some major moves to the upside. But yeah, I would say those are kind of like my top 3 picks for AI. I do have a good size position in GPU as well. But, you know, if we're looking at, you know, some of the major plays that are larger market caps, I would say those. GPU, I think, is going to do really well as well.
Yeah, I'm very high on everyone that you mentioned there. And as far as like lower market caps go, I think GPU is my favorite. It kind of ties into the branding and what NVIDIA does. It's nowhere near the company that NVIDIA is, of course, but at the same time, it does have the branding and like the GPU side that NVIDIA does work with. I don't know, Colin, are you delving into any meme coins?
I did buy with. I just picked one. I said, you know what? I need some exposure. All memes kind of drew down quite a bit besides Brett. So I just took, you know, a little chunk of money and I tossed some into Whiff about 2 weeks ago. I think Whiff, you know, is the top on Solana. And, you know, as long as memes continue to perform, which I believe this cycle they will, I think all the top meme coins are just good plays. You know, it's kind of just I would say almost a safe bet now. It's crazy to say that, but you look at the drawdowns, they have not drawn down nearly as bad as AI and any of the utility coins. So, you know, if you pick Whiff, Pepe, Bonk, Mog, Brett, I think those are all pretty safe bets, you know, just because of how large they've grown. So, yeah, I just put my bet on Whiff and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm with you. I bet on meme coins on chains, right? So you have Whiff on Solana, you have Brett on Base, you have Pepe if you're betting on an ETH meme, and you can kind of spread out that capital because usually there's always the rotations. There's last cycle as crazy. There was Cardano season and Polkadot season. That's going to happen again. And I think when that does occur, these memes, now that they've taken over and their market caps are so steady, I can totally see that happening as well.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea to have, you know, at least one meme coin in your portfolio for sure.
Yep, I agree. Well, Colin, I appreciate you taking the time and sharing your insights, and we'll have to do this again sometime.
For sure, brother. Let's go.
All right.
Let's win.
Next up, we got 𝗬𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗍 joining us, and I mean, this man is in the trenches every single day. He's sniping all the meme coins. He's in on everything. So 𝗬𝗢𝗡𝗧, how's it going today?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you? Thanks for having me. Hyped to be here.
Yeah, of course. We're definitely going to have to do this again in a longer format. But I think that, you know, the main questions are everyone's wondering what everyone's bullish on in each sector. I know you're glued to the market and you have your eyes on some good stuff. So let's start with gaming. Like, as far as one token or a couple of tokens that you're zeroed in on in the gaming niche, what would be your top gaming pick this cycle?
Ooh, for the cycle? That's a good question. This one may be a little bit out there, but honestly, the not token on Ton.
Okay.
Telegram-based play. So a little bit of a wild card, but it's one that I've been watching closely. Down 17%, 20% over the last week, I believe. But this one's really interesting to me. Like, really interesting to me. Purely because it's like the Telegram side of things is really interesting. And the fact that the Ton blockchain is so easy to set up a wallet and get involved. And there's some other ones that are launching here too, where I think if they gain traction, it all circles back to this. I mean, the market cap's huge, 1.8 billion.
Honestly, though, you know, I've hit a couple people's already, and this has not been a pick. So I have to say, like, there's already points for uniqueness. And, you know, it is an ecosystem that I think if Ton takes off, Notcoin is probably going to do crazy numbers.
That's literally my entire thesis is like, I think Not will end up gaining legs because Ton is going to stick around this cycle. Ton was around last cycle and it just didn't get any adoption. But this cycle, a lot more people are interested in it because of the ease of use and how many more people are on Telegram using it for trading bots and other things. That think about it. When you have downtime and your Telegram's not aping some pump fun or something else, you want to do something in there. Like if you have the app open, you may as well. So these like text-based games, idle games, things like that are really interesting to me. And this one's already gotten legs. Like on the yearly, dude, came out at 0.009. This thing is cooking, man. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, I'm like, it's tough to fade this. And if the Ton blockchain continues to get traction, I think Notcoin's a no-brainer. Like absolute no-brainer for the gaming side.
I absolutely love this because it's unique. So points there, like I said, and I see the thesis. Like I think it is the growth that it's shown at this market cap already is pretty impressive. But yeah, if Ton takes off, this is a no-brainer. What about AI? Do you have an AI pick that you're super bullish on?
It's tough because like this is like the most common one for like so many people. I feel is the render network. Like
Yeah.
I love render just because it's Solana native, and for me that's where I'm like really interested. I'm almost more interested in DPIN than AI, but I kind of still group them together. It's like data infrastructure.
That's the
That
way I
whole
see it.
plethora of big data is more of like what I think of when I say AI. Because it's like even like CoinMarketCap groups them together, you know? So Render Network's really interesting. The Honey token by HiveMapper, really interesting to me. And then Helium, the mobile token. Those three are like my big three big data AI plays. So HiveMapper's ticker, it has like some aggressive sell pressure, which is kind of rough because like they're still divvying up rewards. But this is to me a much bigger picture for what DeepIn can do. Because like
Yeah.
when you own your data and can sell it back versus having to pay Google Maps or some other thing to use that data, businesses are more likely to leverage this. And once HiveMapper's done mapping, that reward pool basically stops. You know, like you're not getting paid to remap new areas. You're only getting repaid over a certain amount of time that kind of accrues when there's differences or updates that need to happen. And that's like way more interesting to me. It's where I continue to look at stuff and I'm like, okay, this is really interesting from a perspective of owning data and being able to like leverage that data. The same thing with Helium, which is the mobile phone. So like those are my
Yeah.
big three from the AI side are Render, because it's like the leading AI token on Solana. Solana traction right now is all-time high. People loving the ecosystem and kind of what's going on there. And then of course from the deep inside or big data is Honey and Helium. Just
Yeah.
purely off the back of like you own your data. I have a Solana phone. It's on the Helium network. It's powered by T-Mobile. Like this thing's great. You know what I mean? Like I have never even sold any of the tokens that I've claimed on it. So I don't even know what they're worth now. I should go look. I didn't even realize this was at $4. Let's take a look at the yearly on this thing because it's got to
Let's
just
say,
be
look at that chart, bro. It's up 20% today.
absolutely insane.
On the yearly, 318%.
Yeah, right. And even that's still down bad comparatively to its all-time high like a month ago. But I like that it's $500 million market cap. It's got a fully functioning phone service that you can pay $20 a month for unlimited data and calls, powered through T-Mobile.
Yeah. And
You know,
it
like
works
that's
well.
great to me. It's
Yeah, it
awesome,
works
man.
well.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of that. I think we're going to continue to see traction with DeepIn. I think we're going to continue to see data and owning your data be one of the main narratives of this cycle with gaming. So I think that in general, that's like totally where my head's at. Is how come
Yeah.
these won't continue to gain traction as there's more use cases for them.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I like all three of those picks. And then the king of the cycle so far, meme coins. I know you're in the trenches, Easy.
Dude,
What are you liking the most right now as far as like, throughout the cycle, what would you maybe plant into? And you can go as DGen as you want. We're DGens around here.
I mean, yeah. So like, it's either you got to look for. That's the issue with me though, dude. I love my microcaps, which is always much tougher for me. Like, I think microcaps are hilarious because they go from like 25K market cap, which is disgusting, all the way up to like a 500K, and you just absolutely print it on them. It's why I never tweet about meme coins because I'm like there's level, like there's a pyramid of meme coins. Like the top, you got
Yeah.
Pepe, Mog, some of these others. I'm at the very bottom, like the absolute literal ground floor. Which is tough for me. But like if I'm looking, dude, you almost for the rest of this year, you almost have to look at the political meme coins. You know, like
True.
I gotta look at like the Trump ticker, which is like MAGA, just because of that. Bowden, which a lot of people think is just jokes, and I think Bowden's an interesting one because it has both sides of it. If Trump says Bowden, it rallies. If Joe Biden ends up getting legs in the election, it's gonna rally. So like
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, that's my like, oh, you can kind of play both sides of this one versus a Trump ticker where like if he for whatever reason can't run, that's a little bit of a concern, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my head's at there. The other side of it, from like just pure meme plays, there's like I really like 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 on AVAX. I think it's hilarious.
Cock
Like, I
in
think
you
that's
mean.
yeah, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, right? So I think that one's really funny to me. And like AVAX, I'm such a big AVAX bull that I think if AVAX trends higher, the whole ecosystem rises.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where like I would be looking is like first movers advantage on alt chains and then play the political memes when it comes to the election in November. Because that's
similar thesis here.
yeah, short and sweet, nothing too crazy. I'm not looking for like anything too down the risk curve unless I'm buying something on Pump Fund myself and getting out of it the same day, which isn't even like a hold. But those are ones I'd feel more comfortable like deploying capital and letting it work.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm definitely planted across multiple chains. Like I got some Sol memes, I got ETH memes, I have a Linea, I have an AVAX pick. So like during like the rotation of the cycle, and as like airdrops and liquidity shift around, I feel like, you know, you'll be able to hit those pretty hard when those narratives shift. And, you know, if you are degenning meme coins, use Easy's or my 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗧 link.
Hey, you know, there's nothing better than it. Dude, base meme coins have been cooking recently.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've been pleasantly surprised, dude. I got into one called 𝗐𝗢𝗡𝗡 the other day. It went from like 300K. I think it's at like a 4.5 mil market cap right now. So like stuff like that, I love, dude. And base, dude, I always forget because I'm used to Sol, where meme coins trade so fast, like so quickly. They can run to 1 million and all the way back down. And then I look at stuff that's like these base and ETH meme coins, which move so slow. It's like watching paint dry because it takes time for the transaction. Block has to process. I'm like, dude, let's pick it up a little bit. Give me like, just rug me already, you know, like just go to zero.
Give me 𝗢𝗡𝗏 or give me rugs.
Yeah, like,
either
just
one.
light it on fire, dude. That's it. I'm not asking for much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Easy, I appreciate you coming on quick and giving your insights. And like I said, we'll have to do a longer form one of these one day.
100%, man. Anytime for you. A big fan of what you're doing, and keep crushing.
Appreciate you. Next up, we have Champ. Champ is an OG. You know, he hit the NFT wave early. He's hit a lot of these narratives early. Champ, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing amazing, bro. How are you?
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, you know, this is going to be a banger video with all the insights that are coming through, and I'm happy to have you join the crew and see what you're looking at this cycle. I know you're bullish on gaming, AI, memes as well. So I think the insights will be shared. Let's start with gaming, man. What are you looking at in the gaming sector right now? What's your number one play or top couple of plays in the gaming sector?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So this is one that you already know, but I'm going to reiterate it for everybody watching this video. I'm a huge Seedify bull. I'm a huge Seedify bull, right? Like I've made that very clear to my audience on a number of occasions, but the reason for that is quite simple, right? Like the token demand model for a token like 𝗬𝗏 is based entirely on the idea that there's going to be increased demand for gaming tokens in general, right? So in the scenario that we see gaming crypto heat up again, that we see gaming tokens perform well again, which you and I both hypothesized to be the case, or else we would not be on this call.
Correct.
And gaming ICOs continue to heat up again and perform better. I think that the leading launch pad in gaming crypto, wherein you need to hold a pretty sizable amount of tokens in order to get access to these ICOs, we'll see some pretty serious upwards price action, right? So I hold a large bag of Seedify. You know that. Everybody in my audience who follows my content closely knows that. But I am super bullish on Seedify for this reason. We've seen it go to over $4 already on that nuclear sort of pre-bull gaming run that we had. And I think that Seedify is poised to do really, really, especially right at these levels right here, it's poised to do really, really amazing things in the next 6 to 12 months. Outside of Seedify, I know I'm supposed to just give you one, but if we're talking about like really, really high conviction plays, try and keep it pretty safe. Obviously, I'm a big Beam bull as well. You and I have had discussions about this in the past. I'm a huge fan of Beam, and I'm also a huge fan of Prime, both of which for pretty obvious reasons. I think that anybody who watches this channel, Prime, just from a narrative perspective, has such nice overlap into the AI narrative as well, has actual adoption with the game, which is still exceedingly rare in gaming crypto for the vast majority of these projects. And Beam, in my opinion, is just the most glaring obvious pick for the next massive multi-billion-dollar market cap gaming infrastructure play. So those are my three favorite tokens in gaming right now. I'm not sure if that aligns with what everyone else has come on here and said, but that's what I'm looking at.
No, you're the first Seedify. Colin mentioned he likes Beam, and then he recently DCA'd Prime. So no, Seedify, that's the first one for Seedify on this show. And on the AI side, what are you looking at on the AI markets? I know AI has been pretty crazy this cycle. What are some of your top plays as far as the AI narrative?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I would dump, I just talked about Prime. I would, of course, dump Prime into that bucket as well. They have some really nice overlap into both of those narratives. From a holding perspective, I have a pretty large bag of PAL. I picked up some OXO at the exact same time as I bought that PAL bag. Luckily, right before that really nuclear big move we saw in AI crypto back in, what was that, like February. I don't know when that was. Maybe it was like January.
Yeah, February. Yep.
Yeah, you were so like that right about that halfway point was whenever I accumulated my PAL bag, and I've been continuing to DCA into PAL. And the reason for that is that, like, when I'm buying, I'm gonna just be really, really honest on the show right now. When I'm buying, especially in a narrative like AI, when I'm buying coins, I'm not making plays based on fundamentals and whether or not I think it's a good white paper. I'm not making plays based on what a great experience I've had using the product. I'm trying to make the most obvious plays, right? So 2021 bull run me would have thought like, oh, like, you know, all the YouTubers are talking about this. Like, I'm not gonna buy it. It's too obvious. Like, that's so basic. 2024 me is buying it for that reason, right? Because what I learned last bull run, watching how far we saw things like Sandbox go, watching how far we saw things like Axie go, right? What I learned from that was like, okay, these super obvious, already hyped projects, already pumped projects ended up outperforming the vast majority of my bag. So anyway, I have PAL, I have OXO, I have a pretty big bag of Prime that I've been adding to as well. And then as a little bit more of a sleeper pick on the lower market cap side of things, I have been adding to my bag of Conducts as well, which is sub $50 million market cap in AI, which is, you know, like we stamp the caution label on there. I don't talk about it too much, but that's a project that I like a lot as well, just because they have that NFT infrastructure crossover, and also because they have some pretty sick partnerships lined up as well. So yeah, on the AI side of things, those are the tokens that I've been paying attention to lately.
What's the Conducts ticker?
KNDX.
KNDX. All right, there it is. Colin mentioned this one as well on one of his bets, so that's lining up. But the other three, you were the only one so far to give those. And then I'm with you though. Like on In the Game, obviously, you guys, I would preach and implore you to invest in great projects, but at the same time, speculation drives everything, and half of these AI projects are full of shit behind the scenes, to be quite frank. But if you have the hype and the narrative behind it, then you can really make some money. And to be honest, like a lot of the AI stuff could end up being vaporware, but it's going to make money this cycle. I don't know what you think, champ.
That's exactly what I think. I think 99% of it. I think that half is a massive underestimation. I think that the number is closer to 95%.
There you go.
I've made peace with that fact. That's okay. I understand that it has legs, that it has wheels right now. Maybe not as much wheels and fire on it right now as something like memes have, which seem to be like the super category of this cycle. And I know we're about to talk about that in just a second as well. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Memes are the king of the cycle right now. So what are you looking at as far as meme coins? I mean, it's hard to like what Easy said. He's like, he lives on Pump Fund and Photon. He's like, I'm not going to give you guys what I'm sniping, but at the same time, what if some of your like highest conviction meme plays throughout the cycle?
Let's talk about, my holds, right? My biggest high conviction hold bag is MOG in memes by a large margin, right? So we saw a big, if you click on the monthly, because it's like 2 weeks ago, we saw a pretty big MOG move. A pretty nice MOG move, because MOG really essentially just is like a leverage bet on Pepe, to be honest. Fun fact, by the way, if I had held my initial Pepe purchase, it was like me, K Money, a couple other guys that aped Pepe like a few hours after launch back in the middle of this bear market. Actually, I don't even want to say it. Kevin sent me the math the other day of how much we'd be up, and I was like, But anyway, MOG is my new Lord and Savior. I mean, dude, like if we're going to talk about why I like it, like it's a meme coin. I strictly like the memes. I strictly love the community. I strictly love the dev team. I've had the pleasure actually to meet these guys in person at a couple different events, NFT NYC. I just think this team is based. There's a reason why a lot of the most beloved guys in the space have pit vipers on their PFPs. As a matter of fact, mine are on my desk. I was going to pull them out and put them on, but they're on my desk over there. I'm a huge fan of MOG. I don't see any reason why a coin like this can't make it to at least $1 billion, if not a multi-billion-dollar market cap in the bull run. I actually still think that this is pretty significantly underpaid attention to and undervalued. We saw Kraken listing recently. I would bet a lot of money, and this is not like insider information, but I would bet a lot of money on every single great listing you can imagine coming for this thing. So super bullish on Mock.
Yeah, I love that. I do think it is very undervalued versus some of the other mainstream memes. And yeah, it's disgusting. I thought I did well on Pepe. I sold at 50x and it would be about 150x right now. So yeah, GG's to us.
Dude, I know. And there's actually another coin that I was going to mention because I literally was just looking at it when I was scrolling Instagram just now. Have you heard of Ponke?
Yeah, Ponke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not even actually a holder. I'm just considering. And the reason why is because these guys have like the most cracked, goated reels on Instagram memes. Like it's like, you follow 𝗙𝗔𝗡 on Instagram?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, 𝗙𝗔𝗡 has amazing short form content, but these guys have like, think that, but like just super degen, like animated meme reels. I just think their content is sick. And I don't see that very many projects like actually going ham in Normieville on Instagram. And I think that in a scenario where Bitcoin is closer to 80, 90, $100,000 and everybody's talking about crypto again, that some of those projects that are making an effort to capture Normieville outside of crypto Twitter will do well. That's one way to look at it, right? You could also sort of look at the other side of the coin and make the assumption that, well, really it's just like 100 people that are whales pumping and dumping these things, and you don't need to make that effort, and only time will tell. But I've been looking into this project actually throughout the day, and I would say the same about 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well, if you're familiar.
That's one I haven't heard of.
Okay, the ticker is 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Cute factor, good cat coin, pretty healthy chart, I think. And also the artist from an NFT project that only OGs would recognize, like from literally like February of 2022. I don't even remember what it was called. I think it was called B something. I don't even know what it was called, bro. It was a fiasco of an NFT project, but it's like the artist from that. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds. I'm a MOG guy. That's
we like the weeds here. That is completely okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite meme coin. I think that some of these, I think like some of the like the 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗗 and the 𝗤𝗔𝗙𝗘 of the world going into election season will probably have their day in the sun. And then, I mean, if you really just don't give a shit or want to try it all, if you think that we're, continuing into a big giant bull market, I'm sure you would do just fine sitting in Pepe or sitting in Doge, but that's not what anyone is watching your channel for. On base,
they want the alpha, my friend.
Yeah. On base, obviously Brett has had, dude. Let me talk about this for a second. The Brett comeback is wild to me. Actually, like I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was game over, bro. On that death candle, I thought it was over. But yeah, bro. I mean, Brett's been looking really, really good as of recently. I still have my Toshi bag. I don't see how Toshi doesn't go to $1 billion market cap, to be honest with you. I still have on base as well my TYBG bag, which is like getting into real degen microcap territory on base. But yeah, I mean, Toshi, I think, is a nice middle ground when it comes to base. I would consider it like the base Shiba,
There you go.
And then I know everybody hates AVAX right now, but like I still have 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Cock in you. Come on.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that in an extended bull run, that'll do pretty well as well. And I think that the AVAX slander is a little bit overkill right now. So
yeah, I think it's a good time to actually scoop up stuff on Avalanche. And I think the thesis on memes is pretty easy. If you have a couple on each blockchain, Base, Sol, AVAX, ETH, whatever the case is, I think that the money and the liquidity is going to rotate around, and you're probably going to hit some home runs throughout the cycle.
I agree, brother. And I see the AVAX pillow in the background. I'm showing love. So.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, well, champ, I appreciate you hopping on. I know you're super busy as well, so thanks for the alpha, and we'll have to do this again sometime.
All good, brother. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And we welcome Kyle back onto the show. We had a killer show this week on the channel, by the way. I got great feedback on that, Kyle. Welcome back.
Thanks so much, Hustle. Yeah, bro. I hope we pumped your subscribers there, and it was a good show. A lot of detail. Always value getting your fundamental opinion and tying it all together. Amazing.
Yeah, you were dropping bombs, especially, because we do the fundamentals here, but you were giving all the technicals and all that good stuff. Like I said, I got great feedback on that one. But now begs the question. I want to know your most bullish tokens for the three main sectors that a lot of people are talking about this cycle: gaming, AI, and meme coins. It's kind of hard to narrow down to one, I know, but that's the challenge of it all, right? So Kyle, what are you looking at in the gaming sector for this cycle, and what is the logic behind it?
Sure. Okay. It is a tough one. Very, very tough on some of them. I went, quite aggressive on certain ones. I'm really taking a chance over here. So it's not like I'd be putting my entire net worth into one of these, but I went with 𝗓𝗏𝗏 and in terms of gaming, and the simple reason why, because it's on Solana, and I'm very, very bullish on Solana for the rest of the cycle. I think that gaming, timing wise, tends to rally the absolute hardest right at that final peak of the bull run. That's where you get those insane 100, 200, 300x gains. This is coming into a range low. And I think that a lot of the retail that are going to be coming in towards the end of that cycle are naturally going to start to gravitate towards the Solana ecosystem plays, looking for further risk, right? And Solana would have already given most of the gains at that point, so not much more upside. And therefore, they're going to look to Solana ecosystem plays. And I think they're going to come to things like 𝗓𝗏𝗏. I think the game's great. And that's why I've chosen this one.
Yeah, I understand. And then, it did do crazy gains around that November timeline when gaming was going crazy. So I could totally see when this resurges that this is going to be a major play. And I am still bullish on 𝗓𝗏𝗏 too. So I like the narrative. I like the logic. Very sound in my opinion. What about AI? This was like the trendy topic a few months back. And now a lot of the AI market's taking a tumble. But I do think that AI is still going to be one of the leading narratives this cycle. What are you looking at in AI?
Sure. AI went a little bit safer and rational, looking at charts that remain in an uptrend that have outperformed both BTC, ETH, and the USD pairs as a whole. I went with Render. This is what the chart looks like. It's one of the few coins that's just been ripping against Bitcoin for the entire year. You can see perfect range breakout, coming back to back test, meeting up with an upsloping trend line, pretty much exactly where this current level is. Anything around $7, I think, is a great long-term bet. The ties that they have, or hints at least, being partnered with Apple, I think, this is one to keep an eye out on. And I think that it should perform really, really well for the rest of the bull run.
Yeah, I'm so stoked with my bear market accumulation on Render. So bags are packed, and I think Render and 𝗏𝗏, I think, lead that narrative, and then everything else underneath it is just kind of like those lower market cap, riskier plays. But I love Render this cycle for sure. And then the almighty meme coins, the things that have taken over this cycle, that everyone is gravitating towards, throwing their soul at to try to snipe launches. What are you looking at as far as your highest conviction meme bet this cycle?
Sure. This is a tough one, and I had to really go through a big list. I'm bullish on a lot of stuff. I'm bullish on Bonk, Brett, Whiff. There's so many to choose from, but I'm going extremely risky over here. And I'm betting on what I believe is a very, very strong team, resilient people that seem to constantly push out content. I'm lining this up with the political meme sort of sector, where we're going to be going obviously into the election phase, which I think timing wise lines up with where I believe, peak euphoria is really going to start to set into the market. And I think there's no better meme than the one that will report on all of the other memes. And that is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. The ticker is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And this, of course, had a massive move, right? It's at 17 million market cap now. I actually called this at $800,000 market cap to the private group whale room community we got in. So full disclosure, I'm definitely one of the biggest token holders out there. But coming into the range lows over here and soon getting ready to break this downsloping trend line, I do think that this thing will push up back to about $150 million market cap and beyond that. I think $1 billion is a real possibility on this token, and therefore I think it's got a lot of upside potential. And I'm sticking with 𝗬𝗢𝗧 as probably my biggest meme coin bet.
Yeah, it's a unique one, and with the content stuff that's going on, and yeah, it's got a lot of elements that other meme coins don't, which I do really appreciate. So that is definitely a unique pick for this video. So this is the whole point too. I want the opinions, to come through, and I talk about certain tokens, but the audience always wants to hear about different opinions. So Kyle, I really appreciate you coming on quickly, sharing your thoughts, and hopefully these narratives take us through this cycle, my friend.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I look forward to the rest of the cycle. And I look forward to seeing, especially when gaming, metaverse, AI, everything starts to pump towards the end of that cycle. We know that's where the most of the gains are made. The Pareto principle, right? The 80% of the meat is in the last 20% of the run. So I think we have a lot of good days to look forward to. And yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the guys' picks.
Now that right there was packed with value. I mean, now it's time for me to give you my favorite coin in each sector. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to pick one that the other guys didn't. So it is going to be a challenge almost, because I love a lot of the coins that were mentioned. Beam, Seedify, MOG is one we've been talking about a lot on this channel. Ton in the ecosystem. I love Notcoin from, Easy. He gave that's a gem. I mean, that'll be one of the first times that you guys have heard about that coin actually on this channel. So here we go. Let's dive into it. So for gaming, like I said, my challenge here is going to be, I want to pick something that others didn't. So we heard IMX, we heard Beam, we heard Super, we heard all these different gaming coins. The one that I didn't hear and I am rolling with is Ronin. I mean, the Ronin blockchain, the Ronin ecosystem, I just don't know how you could be fading this at this point in time. And this is one that has the most activity, the most users at $700 million market cap. I see this being a multi-billion dollar market cap. So I am on Ronin with heavy size. And I think that once the gaming bull does kick up, we're going to absolutely see this skyrocket. My AI pick, and I was surprised that this wasn't anyone else's top AI pick, although it was mentioned, it was not a top pick. I'm going to go with GPU. GPU here at a $70 million market cap. I do love GPU, but if you want a safer play, I would go with 𝗬𝗢, and especially at these price levels. So under 300, I think 𝗬𝗢 is definitely a nice snag. If you look at the weekly dip, and if you look at the monthly chart, down 31% from over $400, this does probably look like one of the best entries into 𝗬𝗢 that we've seen in quite a while. So I'll go GPU or 𝗬𝗢 for my AI coin. And I'm upset there because we almost got through the whole video and MOG wasn't mentioned until Champ. So thank you, Champ. I now can't pick MOG, but MOG is my favorite ETH meme. A lot of liquidity, 78 million in trading volume just today. And yeah, I think MOG has so much potential. So what I'm going to go with, and I also like Ponky. He mentioned this one as well. Obviously, I like Pepe, which was mentioned by Gorilla. I like Whiff, which was mentioned by Colin. And I like the political meme by Easy. What I'm going to go with is Wolf, Land Wolf. This is from kind of the same core group that kind of helped market and advertise Brett, helped advertise Pepe. I think that Wolf is going to go to $1 billion market cap. We gave this to you at $30 million last week on my top 10 meme coin video. I think this one's an absolute gem, and I'm going to rock with it as my meme coin of choice in today's video. But just remember, I think I would pick MOG as well, but Champ did throw this one in there. So I will say Wolf, MOG, and then obviously you guys know I am a Brett max. Yeah, I think Brett is going to, 10 billion market cap this cycle. So I'll put Brett at number 3 there. And then a quick shout out to all of our sponsors here on In the Game. We have Dreams Quest, been building bull, bear, back to the bull. And I mean, it's quite impressive, the ecosystem they've put together of entertainment. They have a lot of cool stuff coming up as far as like broader entertainment, not even just gaming. So check out Dreams Quest. I would highly implore you to take a look at what they've been building throughout this bear market. It has been pretty awesome to see, and not a lot of projects have made it through. So big shout out to Dreams Quest. And 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏. I'm kind of upset. My gameplay was a little obstructed here, but you can get the point. This game is so memeable. So as you see this character here, he's trying to hook on to these players. He dazes this player, goes across, and he's looking to grapple him over the if he's looking to grapple him like over the edge and throw him into the lava. So just watch this gameplay. You can totally understand trash talking as he gets Winston into the lava here. Just absolute brilliant gameplay. I'm telling you, when I play crypto games, a lot of the times it's like, oh, I'm excited to get off this game, right? But for this, look, he dazes him, throws him into the lava, and then he hits the dance. Like, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏 is genuinely one of my favorite experiences that I have jumped into in all of crypto gaming. You can play with friends, you can make content, you can laugh, you can have fun, and you can troll your friends at the same time. So big shout out to 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏. The 𝗏 token also I'm very bullish on. I think it's pretty cheap at this moment in time. I'm upset of the obstruction of my gameplay clip here, but it is what it is. So big shout out to 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏. Guys, I'm going to hop out of here. Great video, great value dropped. Let me know your favorite guests from the video down below. Who do you want to see on a full segment go over the markets with? And also, what are your top coins in each sector? I'm very curious to hear. So I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, play well, my friends.